Good day to you. It's tough. The market is tough. Yes, I agree. It's just like this. We've been following it from the bottom. It's just like this. I'm telling you, man, there are certain levels that when the market reaches them, it gets hard. Opening a position really becomes difficult. This is what's been killing us since this morning. That's why we keep tracking it from lower down. I'm saying these are the times when we need to stay on top of things. These are the situations where you either have to open a position or you shouldn't get frustrated that it's up here. I don't want you to be indifferent here. It's not a small thing. Our indifference led to 8,000 people leaving. But this indifference is on us. Your comments are there, and in the previous video, there were 2,000. I'm saying it's a shame. It's way more fun when we're all together, rather than 8,000 leaving and only 2,000 staying. Right? Please, let this be the last time for me, because this point has already been proven. Even if you want to look at it from an inductive reasoning perspective, or even by contradiction, you'll see what I mean. If this happens, when the market is down and it's frustrating, and you don't take action, then when the momentum picks up here, because we reach an important resistance or a key zone, whether it's resistance or support, opening a position becomes difficult. The drop happened the next day in the market, and we already talked about it together. If from right here we get a red candle and it goes down, in the next video we can move up more easily because all the sell orders have been cleared out. Those who were going to get liquidated have been liquidated, and this drop causes some long positions to get closed and profits to be taken, so we don't have unrealized P&L, and profits are actually realized. That way, it's easier for us to move up in the market. When I say it's become tough, what do I mean? The momentum is right. The market isn't gaining proper momentum. By proper momentum, I mean it's not going to move up so easily, like la 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 la, just like that. Here, again, we saw this. It came up, tried to break through like it should, and said, okay, I put up two big red candles here. Let me take a break before I break through. It's like, if we want to break this 4.23 level, a whale has to push through. It needs a big candle, like from 4.22, and then a big candle straight down to 4.15. Otherwise, in my opinion, it can't break it. It tried several times, really several times. Let's see, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then finally managed it, but then we came back. 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times. Okay, 9 times this 4.23 zone has held the market. It's a really important level. This is one of those levels that, if it gets lost, we'll regret it later. We'll be like, why didn't we have a position at this level? Why didn't we open a position here? And if we just stand by and wait to see if it breaks or not, the same thing could happen again, or sellers could come in like yesterday, buyers leave the game, and then a whale pushes through. So, as a result, you need to have a position here, or you should have opened a position lower, so we're good, everything's chill, everything's okay. Otherwise, it's going to be tough for us, and you have to accept that it's going to be tough. You need to know why it's tough, because here, and even this level, you weren't following up, but now at the new high, you're following up. You have to accept that the high was expected, and you have to accept that you need to keep up with your follow-ups. It's not like if you let it go here and it makes a sharp move, if the market moves here, life gets a lot harder. I'm not saying you can't have a position here or not. Right now, on the 15-minute chart, This level is a trigger for entry for BTC at 124,173. It doesn't really matter that this happened. Maybe when the London session opens, they go crazy again. I don't care about that. For this, the entry trigger is 124.48. Based on the dominance we have, this is really annoying. It really is. So, based on this dominance, you need to have both a BTC position and an altcoin position at the same time because it's not completely clear. Yes, on the low wave, it's bullish, but on the high wave, it's bearish, and we've given it enough time, in my opinion. But since it's not fully clear, maybe it wants to make a sharp candle like this in a bullish move for Bitcoin. So, we need to have our Bitcoin position open as well. What is it? What's your opinion about the market? Did you sell your skewers? Mohidi, are you sitting here? Let me say something. This is how my life is. Right now, my cat is here. I want to show it some love. I shouldn't have to change what I want just because of 5 people like you. Accept it. My life is like this too. You can't change my life, just like I've been trying so hard all these days to make your life different, telling you that you need to follow up on that part of the market. If Bitcoin's movement upward is sharp along with dominance, then we should open a Bitcoin position. If not, and the sharp movement is downward, then we should open an altcoin position. And when you want to open a position in these altcoins, since the altcoin dominance is currently trending downward, for now, the top 10 coins make more sense. Unless you go and find a coin among the top 10 on CoinMarketCap that is rising against the BTC pair. If you don't know what the BTC pair is, please ask in the comments. Let me say something. For any sentence or term in my analysis that you don't understand, please ask in the comments. I want to know which parts are unclear for new members so I can explain them more. If you don't ask, I assume everything is clear. Of course, the older members usually answer your questions, so thank you for that. So, ask about anything that's unclear. For example, what is altcoin dominance? What is overall dominance except for the top 10 coins? What is dominance in general? Dominance means the amount of capital invested in that coin compared to the total capital in crypto. For example, the money invested in Solana compared to all the money in the market, the total, this gives us the Solana dominance. Now, if Solana's dominance, for example, is rising, if Solana's dominance is rising, money is flowing in, and focus on Solana is increasing. So, we should pay attention. When Solana's dominance is high, it's on our radar. It just needs to start a bullish trend after this big box it's forming, then its dominance could give us a good signal. This position, as you know, is already up 50% in profit. Take risks with altcoins, open positions with Urallies, and Sync. Yesterday, I opened a position, a hide position, and got stopped out. Here, you opened a position at the top. Don't just look at this. Here too it was at the top. The hype was spinning. Even Bitcoin at one point was considered a big deal around 18. Now, don't even talk about Fridays. So, why did you open a position here? Look, this was a level where both my 15-minute and 1-hour charts were about to flip to a reversal at the same time. If I want to go into a reversal in the same direction and both my 15-minute and 1 hour charts line up, I open a position. The success rate is low though, like 25 to 30% of the time. But when it's about to hit the target, suddenly it gives you a 15% return, or suddenly it gives you a 12% return. This alone is worth it. Mathematically, it's worth it for you to do this and take this action. I have an open Ethereum position at its entry point. These are new positions. Ethereum has levels here and here, so we have open positions at these levels. This allows new participants to join. Solana and Link remain open. I hold one AVAX, though its entry momentum fluctuates. I also opened one ONDO, which is at its entry momentum. As you can see, I also opened ONDO, and this is my entry point here. It was opened at this level, a little below the entry point at this level. Why is that? Based on which strategy did this happen? It's based on the fake pattern, based on the fake strategy. We had an important support here, it faked out, and the first entry trigger was here. Yes, yesterday it even went up for a good or bar, and the stop is around here. Why wasn't the stop hit? My stop is lower, this wick is higher, so it didn't reach my stop. For example, it went up to the fifth or bar. Why didn't you close it? Because the goal of opening that position wasn't just to take profit up to here. The goal is that right here, I want to add more volume and see if it wants to go up to this level. Then, when it finally reaches this level, I'll decide whether to add more volume. So, this is a step-by-step process. Even a simple take profit was enough. It's enough. It's better we closed from down here all the way up here, and I even closed 50% of this one. Now, think how much for me. I could take about 14 stop losses, 14 or 15, 19 or 20, but our risk was 25 to 100. I could take 14 stop losses. Profit Bitcoin, half profit this, cover it. And I actually locked in those profits, so I could take 14 stop losses here. Is this candle bad? No, it's not bad. We talked about it. I even gave an example. It's not a bad candle. A weekly candle this big. I thought today when we saw that red one, we were going to get it, but it was yesterday. Look, when you look at the big picture, that red candle from yesterday, we see it, but it doesn't have real impact. It's just a small move at this level. It doesn't mean anything. Our weekly candle closed well. If this weekly candle gets engulfed and comes all the way down, then things are bad. We'll just call it quits and leave. Just kidding. We'll call it quits and go. For opening short positions, and for Bitcoins bought from these lower levels, we can let them go. For Ethereum's bought around 1,800 to 1,900 and also at 2,200, if we have open positions, we should close them. For Bitcoin bought at 64,000, at 82,300 or 85,000, if we have open positions, we should close them and move on. We'll do that if this weekly candle gets engulfed. But right now, the situation is good. As long as my daily chart looks like this, every dip is an opportunity to enter. As long as on the daily I don't see a lower low, as long as this is my daily trend, every dip is an entry opportunity, and you should look for an entry trigger. If you check the 4-hour chart, it tells us something. It only tells us volatility is high, so set your stop loss wider. We know this as we're at the market top and will have volatility. So, a wider stop loss makes sense. What does a wider stop loss mean? On a 15-minute chart, risk one position, stop loss at 0.3%. Proper stop loss, 1 3/10 or 0.2%. Even then, this stop loss isn't ideal. Why? If it comes here and hits your stop loss, your mindset won't be messed up to open another long position. Others set stop loss higher, but if you get stopped out here, look for a better entry point with a better stop loss. As long as Bitcoin stays above 119,597, it's all good. No problem if it drops to here, as long as it's above this level. Why should a 24-year-old be lazy? Go, be new. This is also Bitcoin dominance, which we talked about together. Now, for example, Bitcoin is in the red. Dominance is also in the red. So, what is total doing? The price is dropping. What is total 3 doing? It's a little green, meaning there are some altcoins somewhere that are green right now. For example, Solana, Ethereum isn't really doing anything, but maybe BNB or others in this space where Bitcoin is struggling, these are holding their own. You should go and pick them up here, mark them. During Bitcoin's bullish moves, these could be cool coins. I'll review the top 10, not right now, but I'll upload it tonight so we can see how to buy them in spot and what positions to open in futures. Just be careful yourself until that video gets published. If you've made it this far in the video, don't forget to like. If you have any questions, ask me. I'll check and separate the questions and explain more about them in the analyses. Because a question needs to come up so I can have a concern in my mind and then, for example, explain dominance twice. Because I've explained dominance 100 times already, so there needs to be a reason to explain it again. The guys will answer too. There's another point in the daily analyses, and that's that there are really 20,000 of you, really 20,000 people who watch daily. For example, you watch on Sunday, you check your data on Sunday, you check your data on Wednesday, but you don't subscribe. Do you really want to subscribe to YouTube after it hits 100,000? Don't you want to be among the first 1,000? Being after the first 1,000 isn't that cool. Subscribe so we can hit 3,000 sooner. I'm dying to see it. It doesn't make any difference to you, nothing's going to happen, but at least I can open this up, and my hand is getting tired. This has been in my hand for 3 years now. I wanted to show you this so you don't think I'm making it up. Look, monthly, 171,982 people are watching the channel. Different videos, different places, different times. For the past 28 days, 101,000 people have watched this channel without subscribing. Many don't even know they aren't subscribed because every day there's a suggestion on their homepage. At all. This comes from here, where you have to want a line, no way, man, there's just no way. You can't draw a trend line that's been around for 600 years that precisely. It's just not possible. It's not because of that line. Yes, there's a range there, but it's not that exact. That's the thing. Sometimes the line is coming down and you can't draw it that precisely. But anyway, we've reached this point here. On the total, a range has formed for it at 4.21. If it breaks at the same time, if Bitcoin dominance also breaks upward and this level breaks too, Bitcoin will see some good highs. If we get rejected from here again, let's talk about it then, because for now, this rejection doesn't really affect Bitcoin's profit taking or positions. It doesn't have any effect for now because we're not doing anything. If it gets rejected here, we're not taking profits or anything like that. This trend line is there too, yeah, but even if it goes below this, we still won't do anything. We have to be sure that the trend has changed because the Bitcoin position we reopened is from way down there. So yeah, that's a factor too. If you want, a trend break is possible. Another reaction to this is possible. You came to Dole 2, we faked that 1-2, cheers to us. Our level still has a point left, so this fake doesn't matter. If you go a bit higher, there's still a point left, which confirms opening a position. The dominance set should also be dropping. It's the same for double set. The level to open a position is at 0.16. Some altcoins will enter earlier, and if it's in the middle, it's for the right dominance, so keep an eye on that. USDT dominance, as we said, should quickly settle here like a whale. It won't enter anymore. We have to assume that if a market wants to go bullish, it'll move up from right here. But what if the whole market turns around and doesn't want to settle here? That scenario is for tomorrow. If that happens, we'll talk about it tomorrow. For USDT, correcting down to 4.38 is fine. This level here will show us whether we're going to test this high again for the 700th time or not, or if we won't go there. Well, you really didn't have a bad time here. Guys, hope you're not having a rough time, 13 days stuck in this 2 or 3% box. Hope you're all hanging in there. ETH state. Now I remember why I stopped putting tools on the chart. It makes things too messy. The 15-minute event. For a minute, I can say that 45.49 is the entry trigger, but right now 46.22 is better. If you opened a position at this level, for now, let's say it got stuck, and here, as I was saying, we have this 4-hour setup. From here, I can't tell you with absolute certainty, but if we break through, we can move. But on the other hand, because Bitcoin needs a whale to push through this area, no matter what dominance or anything else does, we need a whale to break through here. So you have to enter earlier, meaning that even 4,551 could be your Ethereum entry trigger. Thank you for sticking with me through the video. To sum up, yesterday's red Bitcoin candle isn't bad. Orders have been cleared out. Even with a minor rejection and a dip, we still have plenty of time to decide, unless we see a really big red candle, like dropping to $110,000. Otherwise, it's fine up to $119,000. Even if the market corrects, that's okay. If it wants to break that range, a whale needs to do it. We've seen that before. So our position should be opened earlier, and we must accept the risk of holding it because Bitcoin dominance is still uncertain. Keep one position on Bitcoin and one on altcoins, as the trend is downward. For now, the top 10 coins could be better options for those who don't feel like searching for bullish BTC pairs. I saved this part for the end of the video because you made it all the way here, so you can share your thoughts about it. Oh, I'm recording these videos, right? Oh, and we didn't get to the technical notebook, and the lentils didn't work either. I'm recording these videos, and yesterday, for example, I recorded for an hour and only managed to cover the first part. I mean, if I keep going like this, even though I'm already summarizing, if I were to sit down and explain everything in detail, and if I keep going at this pace, I don't think the video would be done in 2 hours. I think the rest would take about 6 hours. So let me know, should I split it into 6 or 7 parts, each about 40 minutes, and release them daily or every other day? Or should I put them all together and drop a single 6-hour video, like on Thursday night, so we can all be busy with it on Thursday and Friday? Write to me based on your experience. I know myself that a 6-hour video doesn't really make sense. Maybe we could handle 2 hours, but still, write your opinion for me. It's important because you're the ones who are going to watch it. I'm just the one recording. Have a great day.